gone from candy to a wonderful, wonderful bakery in New York that serves all kinds of things that are allergy-free. And that's an amazing feat, really.
Yes.
It is. And we have Erin McKenna on this show with us, the owner of BabyCakes on Broome Street in New York City. And she made all of these gorgeous cupcakes. The audience is eating. What do you think, audience? Fine, good. And she's made these delicious chocolate brownie cupcakes for everybody. And for the 11 million people who are allergic, they suffer with food allergies, and the 3 million people with celiac disease, your bakery is a godsend, and your recipes, too.
Yeah.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
When did you start the bakery?
It pretty much started almost 3 years ago. I had the idea for the bakery because I myself suffer from food allergies. So there were all these amazing bakeries around town. Yes. Yeah. And I couldn't go anywhere. And I moved to New York, and there's all these amazing bakeries. And I just thought it would be a good idea to open a place where anyone can go and have that same experience.
Well, you know, we had a cupcake taste-off here at the studio.
Yes, I know.
And cupcakes came from every single bakery, and one of the very best was from BabyCakes.
Yes.
And then I was told that there was no sugar, no eggs, no milk products, no butter, no gluten, what else?
Sugar, dairy, wheat,
yeah, no sugar, dairy, wheat, soy in these delicious cupcakes, and I couldn't believe it. It was really an amazing thing. So congratulations.
Thank you very
have really
much.
perfected
Thank you.
perfected the art of baking without any of those things. It's really great. So you're going to show us how to make these brownies today.
Yes. We're going to start with the brownies.
So the ingredients sort of look normal sitting here on the table.
They look normal, but they're crazy.
Yeah.
We have.
They are. And have you worked with nutritionists, and how do you find out? How do you find out, for example, about xanthan gum?
Well, I mean, I did a lot of research when I became inflicted with food allergies. I had to find a way to get, desserts for myself. So I started researching, how to create them. And
agave nectar instead of sugar, right?
Yes.
Okay. Applesauce instead of eggs?
Yes.
What's instead of milk?
Well, this recipe, we don't use any milk substitute, but, depending if you're not soy sensitive, then you can use soy milk or rice milk.
And the flour is garbanzo and fava bean flour. So there's no wheat. Okay, good.
Yeah, it sounds disgusting,
show us
but
how to
it
do
tastes
this.
good.
No, I don't think it sounds disgusting. It sounds unusual.
It sounds very savory. Okay, so we start out by putting in 3/4 plus 2 tablespoons of garbanzo fava bean flour. And then I like to do it in order. Okay. So then I do my potato starch.
Now, potato starch for what?
It's just another binder starch to hold it together. And then 2 tablespoons of arrowroot.
And that's like arrowroot is like cornstarch, but it's arrowroot.
But yeah, exactly. It's made out of arrows. And then we put in 1/4 cup of...
Not really. What's that?
1/4 cup of unsweetened cocoa powder.
Okay, so cocoa powder is okay.
It's okay, yeah. You definitely, if you're, you want to find a brand if you're nut allergic or dairy allergic that doesn't process it in a plant.
You're one of 12 kids,
yes.
And Mother is here in the audience today. Hi.
She's right there. Doesn't she look cute?
Yeah, is that Mrs. McKenna?
That's Mrs. McKenna.
Okay, Mrs. McKenna, welcome. And if you can tell in the little pink dresses, 4 of the 12 children. How many girls? How many boys?
There's 8 girls and 4 boys. And then there's Sabrina back there. She's makes it all possible.
Hi, Sabrina.
With me.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's we come from a really big family. So we part of my approach to gluten-free baking is kind of how we were raised. You kind of just gotta go in and just
do it.
Do it right. Okay. 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda.
Baking soda.
2½ baking powder.
2½ teaspoons.
2½ teaspoons of baking powder. 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum.
Now, what's the xanthan gum do?
It binds it.
Okay.
Okay, because there's no gluten, so you need something that's get that. I got a little dust over here too, so we're gonna get that in there. And then 1 teaspoon of salt.
So is anybody allergic to salt?
Some people people are allergic to everything. You can never surprise me. So I mean, I've heard people. They come in and say,
I'm allergic to salt. What do you have?
Yeah, and so we say nothing.
Oh boy. Do you ever custom design for people too?
I used to, but it just got a little bit crazy, and I was making. It just came to be not the bakery anymore. You know, I do what I do, and you know.
So now we add the wet ingredients to this?
Yes, we do. Okay, let's start with the oil, the best part.
So canola oil.
Yeah.
You think that's the best? No.
I like it though.
Okay, how much?
We're doing a half a cup of canola oil.
Okay, so that's your butter.
Yeah, and then instead of sugar, we're going to use half a cup plus 2 tablespoons of
What's
agave
canola
nectar.
oil made out of?
It is, I don't know. I'm sorry.
But it's... I don't either.
I do
What's
know the answer.
canola oil made out
Somebody
of?
here knows. I'm sorry.
It's not made out of corn.
It's not made out of corn.
It's not made out of soy.
No. I'm
So,
sorry. Can we
okay.
move on? Okay, this is agave nectar. I'll tell you in
Do you
the
want to
next
use a
minute.
rubber scraper?
Sure,
I'll
yes.
use the rubber scraper for
Here
you.
you go.
Okay.
Let's get the agave nectar in there, and it's a good
So
substitute
agave
for sugar.
So is it sweet?
It's very
Oh.
sweet. You use less of it than you would sugar.
Okay.
And it's easier for your body to digest.
Now, this is what they make tequila out of, you know.
Sometimes, yes. And then a half of a cup of unsweetened applesauce. Do you want to put it in there?
Okay.
Thank you.
Unsweetened applesauce. Okay. Do you make your applesauce at the bakery?
Yes, we roast our own apples and puree them there
Oh,
because I think it adds a lot of depth of flavor to it.
So you roast them? Mm-hmm. Oh, that's good.
Okay, and then we're going to put in 2 tablespoons of vanilla.
Oh, so you use a lot of flavoring.
We love
oh,
it.
I see. Okay.
We love vanilla. We don't skip.
Okay. So vanilla with chocolate. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Brings out the cocoa
And what
flavor.
is, okay, so you have cocoa for the chocolate flavor. Oh, it's a very nice batter. Looks typical cake
It's pretty.
batter.
It's pretty typical. Okay, so next we're going to go over here and we're going to add half a cup of coffee.
Coffee.
The coffee also for
Is anybody
gluten-free
allergic
baking,
to coffee? I actually have never heard of anybody
I
allergic
hope
to
not.
coffee. And 2 cups of vegan, gluten-free chocolate
Yes.
chips.
These are amazing.
Okay, so you can stir that
So you
up.
stir that up. And what the coffee does, you can use hot water if you don't want to use coffee or decaf coffee.
But it just heightens the flavor of the chocolate,
Yeah,
doesn't
exactly. It brings out the flavor. And, you
And
know,
your
it adds
oven-
a little
your oven should be at what temperature?
325 degrees.
Okay, and you bake these for like, what, 12 minutes or?
About 12 minutes, yeah.
Okay.
6 minutes, rotate it. Okay, now where do you want to
Are
put
these
this?
sprayed with vegetable spray?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and that's all right.
Yep.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is fill them up about 2/3 full.
Okay.
So-
And these are mini cupcakes. So have you ever figured out caloric intake on such a thing?
Yes, I do.
And what is it about?
I think the
Is it more
brownie
or
was
less?
like, oh, it's definitely less.
Definitely
The
less.
brownie's about 50 calories.
Okay. So you pop these into the oven, and it's fantastic. So these are some of the best brownies you've ever tasted. When we come back, Erin's going to teach us another great recipe for a cinnamon cake.